Hey there, fellow wet shavers. Brian here at the Wet Shave Experience. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Today's video, we are going to be featuring Barrister and Mann's Passiflora. You might have seen this in my recent mail call unboxing. This is the matching splash that goes with it. I picked this up from Murphy and McNeil. I also got the Paganini's violin from Murphy and McNeil. You can pick this up from Barrister and Mann. You can pick it up from the Razor Company. I think West Coast Shaving. You can pick it up from a number of different retailers. I picked up mine from Murphy and McNeil. I like their free shipping and I like their site. They also have a used market website as well. So I'm just looking at everything I got here. Okay, so switching up on the razor a little bit. I've been using the single edge Artist Club style. I've been using the Vector, and then I was using the Razor Rock Hawk V3. The Vector was on loan for me from John, aka Latherhog. I'll link his channel below. If you haven't checked out his channel, I encourage you to do so. I also have another razor on loan to me from John, and that is this Gillette Tech that I'll put together. It is a 3-piece razor, top cap, base plate, and handle. It is an aluminum razor. I believe there is a code on the bottom, but I'm not sure that that corresponds to anything. It is made in England, and it has a 4T on it. I didn't do a lot of research. John said that maybe it is from the 1940s. It is aluminum. It is very light. I'm going to put a first use Nasset blade in there. That's my typical go-to blade. Some people might classify this blade as a little bit more aggressive. I don't know how aggressive this razor is, but the Nasset's kind of my go-to blade for me. I feel like it works well in a number of different razors, although I have found in some razors, some blades work better than the Nasset for me. Interesting the way the razor is made. There are no posts in the top cap or on the base plate to hold the blade. There are little posts coming out of all 4 corners here, and those 4 things sit on the blade. I just cut myself, I think. On the blade here, barely felt it, but maybe not. So when you put it in, try to hold this very carefully, the posts kind of stick out on the corners, and that's what holds the blade in place. And then on the base plate, those corners stick, and there's an indentation for those corners on the base plate as well, so it all holds together. So I did not weigh this, but it's super light. Again, it's aluminum. It's pretty short on the handle. This, for reference, is my carve. This is a 3.5-inch handle, so this must be at least a 3-inch handle on there. So very short, very light indeed. And we are using our Alpha Shaveworks synthetic brush, and we are all lathered up in the Lancaster razor bowl and ready to go. So let me wet the face and we'll get started, folks. I hope everybody is having a great week. It is now Thursday. I did not shave yesterday, so I think my last shave might have been Tuesday. So I'm working on 2 days growth, I think. And so if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're watching the channel for the first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button below. If you like anything I say today, anything I say you find helpful, if you're just in a good mood and you feel like giving cheer out, hit that thumbs up button. All of that helps YouTube algorithms and helps the channel. If you've been here for a while or since the beginning, thank you for your continued support. All right, so let's get into the shave. Again, we're all lathered up. Fantastic lather. This is Passiflora by Barrister and Mann, and this is in the new omnibus base. They seem to be moving all of their soaps to the omnibus base here. And supposedly this scent, I don't know if it is, I don't know if it'll be, today's the last day of March, and supposedly this scent is only available to the end of March. Now, I don't know if that means they're producing it until the end of March and then they're gonna stop selling it. I don't know if tomorrow it comes off of the Barrister and Mann website. Like I said, Murphy and McNeil has it. I know the Razor Company has it. I'm sure West Coast Shaving has it. There's probably other places online, Cashiers or the Shave Supply, that also might have it. I haven't looked, so I imagine those places will have it until it sells out. This is definitely a probably spring summer scent based on the scent notes. I don't always subscribe to just certain seasonal scents and only using certain scents during certain seasons. Although I do understand that there are certain scents that lend themselves better to certain seasons than others. So I get that. So this is probably definitely a scent that would be more likely to be used in warmer weather times. I'm really enjoying the Omnibus base. I don't have a lot of experience with previous Barrister and Mann releases or soap bases. I know they had their reserve. All those reserves are now being moved over to Omnibus. So I think you can get Waves, Cool, Lavender, all of those in Omnibus now. And then I think they had, I can't remember the names of the other bases they had. Excelsior, I think. Anyways, I don't have enough experience with Barrister Mann, excuse me, to compare this to those other bases. But I will say that I really like this base. It is a very, very soft soap. So if you're somebody that cares about the hardness of the soap, and you don't like really soft soaps, you may not like this base. It is super soft, almost bordering on crope in my opinion. But I bowl lather and I scoop. So I feel like I've seen, I watch other YouTubers and guys that, or people that face lather and they tub load. I've heard some comments that, when the soap is too soft, the brush picks up too much soap and you go through the soap faster and this and that. So I don't know how true that is. I don't have any experience on that to speak to that necessarily. It's kind of weird shaving with a DE after shaving with all those Artist Club single edge razors for a while there. Kind of missed the DE really. So anyways, it's a super soft soap. So if that matters to you, just so you know, but I scooped out the same amount as I scoop out typically with any other soap, and it produces a really nice, rich, thick, creamy, slick lather. And I really like the Omnibus base quite a bit. It's actually one of the reasons why I picked up this set. I wasn't sure that I would like this set. If you're going, let's transition into the scent of it. The scent on this is supposed to be a spicy fougere, and that's more probably on the backbone of or the base of the scent. Let me wet the face here. By the way, the Gillette Tech feels, I don't get much blade feel, feeling nice, no problems so far. I find the base plate seems a little wide, but maybe that's just me from using single edges for so many shaves in a row there. Other than my travel shave, my one travel shave, which was my Rockwell. Anyway, so it's the scent. Let's start with scent strength. Scent strength I put at probably a high medium. So I'm gonna put it at 5.5 to 6.5. Definitely get the scent off the soap for sure. There's that. And then the scent notes on this are supposed to be a spicy fougere. And it says that galbanum oil gives it that green soapiness. So that's used in the scent notes, which they say is maybe not a common, I can't remember exactly what it says in the scent notes, but not a commonly used scent note in a fougere, or they call it unusual or something like that. So I will say that there is definitely a soapy greenness in the background on this scent. The other notes are cinnamon, bergamot, rose, geranium, lavender, tonka bean, and then obviously passion fruit. So that's the Passiflora. I wasn't sure that I would like this, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm still a little unsure. I don't dislike it. I don't know if I love it. I put some of the aftershave on the back of my hand last night before bed, and it is definitely a punch in your face of passion fruit. So if you do not like fruity type scents, you may not like this. But what I did notice as the scent was kind of settling out on my skin, that the passion fruit portion kind of dissipated a little bit. And the green soapiness kind of came more forward and is what kind of settled out on my skin. So I don't think that passion fruit really lingers too long. Now I'll have to put it on my face today and kind of see how I feel about that, because I think I liked the soapiness, the green soapiness after the passion fruit kind of dissipated a little bit. I feel like if it was all passion fruit and that kind of stayed, I'm not sure that this would be a scent that I would wear often or use often, just because it is sweet during the shave. I mean, it's definitely sweet. I don't get any cinnamon myself. I don't like cinnamon. Generally, as a scent note, I don't like to eat cinnamon. I don't like it on my food, or although it's kind of strange, this is strange, I will eat a cinnamon roll, but I will not put cinnamon on anything else. Like, I don't like cinnamon like in my oatmeal. I won't sprinkle cinnamon on anything, but I'll eat a cinnamon roll. I don't know if that makes sense. Weird, I don't know. Anybody have any weird food things like that where they don't like something, but yet if it's in something else, they'll eat it? I don't know. All right, I'm gonna wet the face one more time. So far, the Gillette Tech is doing well. Don't really have a whole lot to say about it. It seems like, drop my towel there, seems like a pretty mild shaver, which would be right up my alley. Super light with the aluminum, no real blade feel on it that I can really discern. So it's working pretty well for me. I haven't tried a ton of vintage razors. Grateful to John for sending me this to borrow. I want to get this used so I can get both of the razors back to John. He still has mine, which is totally fine. I'm not in a hurry for them back. He doesn't seem to be in a hurry for these back, but I have had them for a while, and I'm starting to feel like I really need to get them back to John. So anyways, I definitely get a lot of fruity sweetness. The scent on the splash when I put it on the back of my hand last night was also pretty robust, and I would say is definitely a high medium. But again, I don't get the cinnamon. I don't really get a lot of rose either. I think really what I get is probably more of that galbanum green note with a little bit of bergamot. I don't get too much citrus, but there's definitely probably some lavender in the back there too. None of those notes really seem to jump out individually though. So from that standpoint, I think it's well blended. But again, off the tub and during the shave here, it is definitely a punch in the face of passion fruit. So I don't do the typical fool's pass against the grain in the mustache area. I just kind of pull the skin a little bit more, kind of go up at more of an angle. Pretty cool to think about using a razor this old though. Like how many, it's 1940s, how many people have utilized this. It's in pretty good shape. There's some minor scratches on the finish, but overall, looks like I did get myself right there. So not a perfect shave. Not a perfect shave, but that's all right. That was either me not paying attention and getting lulled into a false sense of security, which sometimes happens when you don't have a lot of blade feel. I'm gonna rinse the face. I feel like there's a little bit here to clean up. Where's my jawline here is always more difficult. Got some hairs growing in some funky ways there. I have a spot right here. I'm buffing now. There we go. Well, one more spot here. All right, now we're done. So this razor seems to be fairly efficient. Not the most efficient, but pretty efficient. Overall, pretty smooth. Other than the one little nick there, which doesn't seem to be bleeding anymore. So probably just a little flesh wound. All right, so let's get into the splash here. Again, very robust on the scent strength here. Also, well, got myself right there too. All right. Definitely feel like the passion fruit maybe on the splash now that I get on my face is a little bit more toned down than the soap. And I'm definitely getting more of that greenness. So hopefully, my hope is that the passion fruit will kind of dissipate a little bit as it dries on my skin. And then that green soapiness that I liked will kind of come forward and be what it settles out into. So that's my hope, fingers crossed. Thanks for tuning in today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the shave, and we'll see you soon on the channel.